Basic chicken pad thai. Pad thai noodles. Soak them in cold water. I would even do it in the fridge overnight. Bean sprouts, chicken, basil, eggs, peanuts, preferably shelled. It'll save you a lot of work. Chili peppers if you want them, cilantro, lime, green onions. And then for the sauce, there are different ways of doing it. A lot of people use tamarind, kind of the more traditional way. An easy way to mimic that flavor, kind of a sweet sour. Ketchup, mirin, and fish sauce. Step 1. The first thing to do is to take the rice noodles, drain them, and let them sit kind of air dry for about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, even 30 minutes. This way the air will go away so that they'll soak up some of the oil as you're cooking them. And you want that. You don't want a lot of water in your pad thai. So just let them sit for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you'll be set to go. Take about 3 eggs, mix it all up, and I'm going to cook that by itself on the stove. And that way leave it really flat, and then lay it out and cut it with a pizza cutter into strips, and that will go back in at the very end. A little bit of oil. Eggs in. I like to cover it because it's really hard to flip, and if I cover it, it cooks a lot quicker and a little more evenly. So I'll leave it for a couple minutes. When the egg is done, take it out. Just keep doing that and cut it a couple times across as well, and you'll have your egg ready. Then set the egg aside. I cook the egg and the chicken beforehand. I'll just throw this in the fridge. It doesn't really matter if it's cold or not. I'll throw it back in at the very end, and it'll be warm at the end, either way. Take the peanuts, put them into a heavier duty plastic bag, like a freezer bag or something, and take something, like a wine bottle or in this case, a pestle, and break them up. And just keep doing that for a couple minutes until they're pretty well broken up. Chop the cilantro kind of fine, the limes into wedges, the green onions into little bite-sized pieces, and these will be served raw at the table. You'll put them in and squeeze the lime in after you serve the pad thai. I'll also take about half the peanuts, I'll throw that into the pad thai as it cooks. I'll take about half the peanuts and leave it on the table raw, that people can add as extra peanuts at the table as well. Chop the basil fine, and that's going to go into a bowl, and then I'll throw into the pad thai as it's cooking. But again, you want everything pre-cut because the cooking process is so fast once you start. You need it all to be done. If you're going to use chilies, chop the chilies and get them ready and set them by the stove so they're set to go. It's very hard to cook the chicken at the same time as the pad thai. It's pretty easy to cook it beforehand. So often I use a mixture of olive oil and maybe half and half with sesame oil to give it a little bit of flavor on the chicken. So it's just done, but not overdone. For the sauce, this is the tomato-based pad thai. I took a fair amount. Maybe 3-4 tablespoons. Fish sauce. You don't need a lot. Maybe 2 tablespoons. And the main part of the sauce, kind of a mild sweet taste, the mirin. And that, maybe half cup or a little more. And if I need to add more of anything, I would add more mirin. So it's been about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, because I've been doing a variety of things. And now you can see that they're pretty dry. They bear it out, and if they sit for a half hour, if they sit for an hour, no big deal. They're not hard like they used to be, since they soaked overnight. Now they've dried out, now they're ready to go. So it's getting ready. There are 2 batches of everything this time, because one group likes it very hot, one group does not. We'll squeeze the juice of 1 lime into each one, and we'll start here in just a sec. It's on?
Yeah.
Okay. Second batch is getting hot. About a 1/4 cup of olive oil. A couple tablespoons of sesame oil. And this time, the only difference is we're going to put in the chili peppers first and kind of let the chili pepper... A spoon. You can see that. So now all the chili pepper's paste is going to coat everything. Now I'll throw it away. Same thing. I want to coat as many of the noodles as I can right away, with at least a little bit of oil. And pretty quickly it's going to start to stick, so you want to keep stirring it and keep stirring it. But when it gets to the point where it's just going to start to stick, add the sauce, add the peanuts. Yes? Yes. Add the lime juice. Basil. Chicken. A little bit of green onion. The rest of the egg. And towards the very end, bean sprouts, maybe 1 cup to 2 cups. And a bigger pan would be good. I always tend to make a pretty big mess. Maybe 1 minute after bean sprouts are in. That's it. And you can serve it with cilantro, lime, peanuts, and that's it. When you're all done, serve it up. Put some green onions, squeeze some lime over it, some peanuts, cilantro. I think Siri likes it.